Breaking tonight, the FBI's watchdog says fired Director James Comey broke Justice Department rules and set a dangerous example by drafting, leaking, and retaining memos about his discussions with President Trump. The Attorney General is declining to prosecute, and Comey was quick to point out the report found he did not leak classified information directly to the media. We'll get a live reaction shortly from the top Republican on the House Judiciary Committee. We have Fox team coverage tonight. John Roberts at the White House with reaction from the president. But we start off with Chief Intelligence Correspondent Catherine Herridge and details of this IG report. Good evening, Catherine.
Thank you, Brett, and good evening. The FBI director is held to a high standard because he sets the tone for over 35,000 employees as the nation's chief law enforcement investigator. Inspector General Michael E. Horowitz found James Comey, quote, set a dangerous precedent. But despite the damaging findings, the Justice Department has declined to prosecute.
In the long-awaited 83-page report, the Justice Department's internal watchdog concluded that former FBI Director James Comey violated his own agency's policies and employment agreement in his handling of memos documenting in part private conversations with the president about the Russia investigation. Quote, we have previously faulted Comey for acting unilaterally and inconsistent with department policy. What was not permitted was the unauthorized disclosure of sensitive investigative information obtained during the course of FBI employment in order to achieve a personally desired outcome. After being fired by the president in May 2017, Comey later told Congress he believed the memos were his property to share.
I understood this to be my recollection recorded of my conversation with the president. As a private citizen, I felt free to share that. I thought it very important to get it out.
But the Inspector General found the memos were government records. Quote, Comey's characterization of the memos as personal records finds no support in the law. To get the contents of a memo to the New York Times to kickstart the special counsel investigation, Comey used a Columbia Law School professor as an intermediary. Before he was fired, Comey testified on the Hill.
Have you ever been an anonymous source in news reports about matters relating to the Trump investigation?
Never.
Have you ever authorized someone else at the FBI to be an anonymous source in news reports about the Trump investigation?
No.
The report found Comey kept the FBI records at his home in a personal safe. The report states that Memo 2 was ultimately determined to contain classified information at the lowest level. Quote, Comey used his personal scanner and private email account to provide electronic copies of Memos 2, 4, 6, and 7 to one of his personal attorneys. 3 days later, that attorney provided, via personal email account, copies of these 4 memos to 2 other attorneys. The report made clear Comey crossed the line with these actions. On Twitter, Comey claimed vindication because the IG found no classified information was shared with the media. In one of his last appearances on Capitol Hill, Fox News pressed Comey on whether he mishandled classified information.
Was there a spill of classified information when you shared those memos?
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about something like that.
So, Director Comey, well, that's important to talk about whether classified information was mishandled.
Whether you think it is or not, I'm not going to talk about it one way or another.
This is the second time Horowitz found Comey went beyond his authority as FBI director. A legal analyst told Fox a person's prior behavior should always be considered in a decision to prosecute. As we mentioned earlier, the Justice Department has declined. Comey remains a central player in 2 pending investigations into alleged surveillance abuse during the 2016 election. Brett.
It's interesting. It's very similar to Hillary Clinton and what Comey.
A carbon copy he colored way outside the lines in both cases, taking the authorities of others.
Okay, Catherine, thank you.
You're welcome.